Good morning, my friends. I want you to consider today that you're not broken, that you're not scratched, you're not chipped, that you're perfectly whole. And the only reason why you've felt broken is because you were giving your love to people who weren't capable of loving you unconditionally. See, most of us spiritual people, if you will, you can say that we've been the black sheep of our families. We've been the lone wolves. We are highly sensitive people. We're highly empathic. And so let's say you have a squabble with someone. Your default is going to be to want to fix it because you want the people in your life to see the bigger picture. But you have to keep in mind that not everyone is ready to do that work. Not everyone is ready to reconcile the aspects of themselves that are still believing something that isn't true. The aspects of themselves that are holding on to stories from a place of victimhood, from a place of not wanting to grow. And so just consider today that the only reason why you've felt broken is because you were stepping out of your own alignment in hopes that people in your life would get it. But you have to stop chasing people. You have to stop being desperate. There's a spirit world watching you right now that loves you unconditionally, that wants to envelop you in unlimited love. But you will not be able to receive that love, right? If you're too busy trying to awaken the world around you. See, the part of you that's trying to awaken the people around you, that's hoping that they're going to get it, that's hoping that you can bring resolution to you guys' relationship, the part of you that's doing that is the unawake part of you from the higher perspective. The spirit world is watching you like, why do they keep trying to awaken people who don't want to change? That's the part of you or me that is still unawake. So sometimes we have to pivot away from a world that has never really loved us unconditionally to then remember that we've always been loved. And rather than popping out of your center, rather than popping out of your alignment, just to be in that space, to know that you're already loved, because I've been reflecting on my life a lot. And most of my life, I didn't have a lot of people who uplifted me, who gave me love, who saw me. So why was I being so insistent on seeing them or getting them to see me? It's because that part of me was still unconscious, right? And a few years ago, I let that world go. I made a decision that I'm only going to inhabit a world that loves me unconditionally, which is the world that I'm creating, right? By not abdicating my power. But so often we abdicate our personal power. We outsource our energy to other people in hopes that they're going to change, and we self-destruct by doing so. We prevent ourselves from coming into the version of us that already exists that we're not seeing because we're insisting on getting other people to see our intentions, to see our heart. Some people are not ready to do that, and it's not because they're not good people. It's because they have so much trauma and they're encaged in a story from the past, and they're not wanting to liberate themselves. We're learning how to be in relationship again, but there's no use in trying to be in relationship with someone who's going to approach this conditionally. Someone who's only going to be nice if you behave all the time. Someone who's only going to be nice if you never talk about the elephant in the room. We're being asked to step away from that now, to remember that we've been unconditionally loved this whole time, but that we were self-imposing suffering by insisting to change people, by wanting them to see that our hearts mean well, that our intentions are pure. But if you're working that hard, maybe you've been working in the wrong world this whole time. Maybe you've been trying to turn conditionality into unconditionality, and there's no way to do that. Right? The only way to change the world is to recognize you're already unconditionally loved and to align with people who are on that wavelength. So I hope that helps you today. Stop giving your power away to people. And if you want me to go even deeper with you, you're not even giving your power to people. You're giving your power to a belief that people who aren't ready to change are going to change. Our power goes to beliefs that are false. A belief that you can get someone to get it if they're not ready to get it. A belief that people who don't want to see you and your heart will finally see you and your heart. That's where your power is going. But the good news is you can redeem that. You can reverse all of that damage by simply reworking your belief and believing that you're already unequivocally loved and accepted as you are. What if there's another world that's been watching you this entire time? A world that loves you just as you are. A world that sees you as perfectly whole. Right? What if there's another world that's been watching you saying, hey, why do you keep reaching over there? Do you realize that that's the part of you that's unconscious that keeps hurting yourself? It's time to turn around and see this world because it has so much more to teach you, right? It has so much more to show you, but you'll never uncover those mysteries. You'll never crack those codes if you keep trying to reach out to people who are still in the world that is conditionally based. There's another world that is unconditional in its love for you, and all you have to do is receive that love by knowing that you're a good person, by stopping to prove that you're a good person, right? And by receiving that abundance of energy, that by receiving that infinite love that has always been here for you. Always. I love you guys.